Hello, welcome to part 2 of the jet bike. In the last video we built this custom hybrid frame from an old Peugeot bicycle with like the back reinforced. Now in this video the main goal is going to be to build the jet engine. I'm going to use the turbo to do that. It's coming from an old V8 Ford truck. So basically what I need to do with this is to build a combustion chamber that will go in between the compressor wheel and the turbine wheel. So this is going to be like the flame tube. Of course, like it's going to be small. It's just I took a big piece because I'm probably going to screw it up so I have more than one chance. And that's going to be the outside, like the combustion chamber, the outside wall. So the flame tube is going to fit in it. So basically the combustion chamber is going to be like probably on this side like that. The turbo is going to be like right somewhere around right here. Now the turbo, this one, I don't have like regular flange to connect for the oil supply. So that's the return line and that's the feed line. I had to order from the internet. The part comes with seals and everything and the bolts. What I'm gonna do is bolt it this way. It's gonna act as a support. So I'm gonna use a steel plate like this, already traced where I'm gonna put the holes. I'm gonna probably cut it a square like that, and there's gonna be 4 bolts holding this on, with a big like space here to connect the hose. And this plate itself will be welded at the perfect placement. Of course, it's gonna be smaller. Welded onto this tube and probably some reinforcement on the sides to make sure that's pretty strong. And there's probably gonna be another like mounting point in the back of the turbo. To make sure that it's really strong, because the thrust of the turbo is going to be transferred to the frame via these mounts. So it's not just for like mounting something. Like on the Ford truck, this is not designed to have force on it. It's just designed to like mount and hold the turbo. So I'm not sure if this is enough. So that's the reason why I'm going to add something else for sure. But at the end of this one, you should see this mounted onto the bike. So yeah, that's it. Let's get to work. This is the frame of the combustion chamber right there, okay? This is the ring that's gonna be welded onto the combustion chamber right there. Not this plate, just this ring. Before doing this, I need to tack each and every bolt, so I'm able to like torque in and out these bolts without holding the bolt here. It's really important because I won't be able to access it after. When this is done, I'm gonna remove this plate. I'm gonna weld this ring onto the combustion chamber, and for this side it's done. The other side is a little bit more complicated. I have the same ring here, same thing, but just with no holes. And I have a few parts like here. So this takes this diameter to a smaller one. This is the diameter of this 90 degrees. I'm gonna cut it right here to make it as short as possible. So this will be welded onto this like that. This welded on this, this welded on this, and then the other end of the 90 degrees. I'm gonna squish it with a vise and a hammer, and I'm gonna try to make it fit. It's supposed to fit inside this when it's squished. So when it's gonna fit, I'm gonna weld it, well, probably on the outside actually, but I really want it to go inside this plate. That's why it's so thick, like so this way it enters it, and then I weld it, and this bolts onto the turbo. welded a few things. First of all, the nuts are welded inside this, and this is welded to the tube. This little plate then fits perfectly with these bolts, and they just like bolt on. I also made this, so this will be welded on the other side right here. I'm done with this part. Now I need to weld it to this, but first I need to make sure that it's the right length. So it's supposed to be 36 centimeters long. So I just have to take out a little bit of the material, and then I can weld it onto this. So now that's what I'm gonna do. I just tacked in the lower part right there, but the flame tube will be able to slide in like that on the lower part. It will be exactly the same length as this. And after that, I have this plate right there. I'm just gonna bolt it on right there. It's gonna hold the flame tube in place, and the injector is gonna be exactly in the center right here, so the fuel will enter the flame tube and mix with the air. And the spark plug is gonna be right there too. So that's how it's gonna work for now. And yeah, that's it. So I'm just gonna finish welding the lower part. Now I temporarily mounted with like a clamp the turbo, and I temporarily bolted the combustion chamber. My plan is to weld directly on the combustion chamber 2 little brackets with 2 holes on each. So I draw these right there. So basically it's gonna be 2 small rectangles with 2 holes on each, and I'm gonna grind like the circular pattern of the combustion chamber so it fits perfectly on this. And then from there, and when I have these 2 holes, I'm gonna recreate some kind of mount that fits perfectly this old pattern. And I'll probably use some kind of like angle arm like this. And I'm gonna cut it to the right length, and it's just gonna be like bolted onto these brackets. I have 2 things to do. First thing is to make the flame tube that fits inside the combustion chamber. The other thing is to make the tube from the compressor wheel to the combustion chamber. So I'm gonna have to make a hole right there and angle it so the air comes and spins around the flame tube. Then weld a little piece of metal that's the right diameter. And then from this piece of metal, there's gonna be a rubber connector to another piece of metal that goes right here. Anyways, I'm gonna start doing this right now, and you'll see soon. I found the part that fits on the 7.3 powered stroke, so on the truck. It was hard to find, but I finally got it. And
The reason why I needed this part is because I need this flange right there that fits perfectly on the compressor housing with the seal and with the special V-bend clamp right here. So now that I have all these things, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this part off right here, keep this, and then cut a part of this, so like probably right there, and then weld this to this. So this way I'll have an adapter to use a regular connector like that with hose clamps. Alright, so I'm done. I just finished this adapter thing that fits perfectly on the turbo right there, as you can see. And then with this, what I'm gonna do is that I got an exhaust, flexible exhaust pipe, okay, like this, made out of metal. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use the original couplers that were on the part, so to go from this to this, and then on the other side I'm gonna use another coupler right here to go from this to this, and this is the clamp that goes with this part, with the seal right here. So I'm gonna assemble all of this right now. The only thing left to do with the engine is to put the flame tube here inside the combustion chamber. So I'm gonna start by removing these. I also made the flame tube a little bit smaller when it's gonna expand because of the heat. I don't want to cause any stress on the bolts here or on any parts of the combustion chamber. So I just put it in like that. That's it. Now it's in. Okay, so I did a little modification off camera. Basically this mount right here on the combustion chamber was welded on that side before, so it was not allowing the combustion chamber to expand when it's hot. I re-welded it on that side, and I added some spring-loaded bolts, as you can see right there. So now when it gets hot, it can expand this way without causing any stress on the flange here or on the bolts, and also on the turbo mount, because this is all attached together. If it's like trying to force against this, it can crack it. Alright, so the jet engine is pretty much all finished right now. So in the next video, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna make all the systems for the jet engine to be able to run. So it's gonna be the oil system to lubricate the turbo, the fuel system to distribute fuel in the combustion chamber, the ignition system to ignite the fuel, all the electrical system to control everything. Also I'm gonna add a shock on the bike, because as you can see there's still no shock, and the starter system to start the engine. Probably gonna do painting too, because I'm planning to make just 100 video before the test, so at the end of the next one you should see the product fully finished and ready for testing. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.